I don't know if you guys can see that. I'm walking towards that big cottonwood tree. There's a hawk. There it goes. There's two of them. They're landing up in those trees. It wasn't this big cottonwood tree straight ahead. Now they're over in that other tree. Those two hawks, they usually sit up in that cottonwood tree. There's a pair of them. I've had them in a video in the past. I thought I'd come out here and see how close I can get to them. There one goes. Flying. Don't know if you can see that. The other one's still sitting up in that tree. There it goes. Yeah, those hawks, they sit up in that cottonwood tree. I see them about every morning. Making my coffee, I look out the kitchen window and I see them sitting up there. We got snow early this morning. This is my hay field behind my house. That's tracks from the dog. He's over there wandering around. He's seen those birds. He likes chasing those birds. He'll see those turkey buzzards flying in summertime. He sees them up in the sky circling around over my hay field, or if I go up in the pasture, he sees them circling around. Boy, he just looks up at them and just takes off chasing the direction they're flying. For some reason he likes chasing the birds away. There he is. That's that one that has that lump on his leg. He's been getting antibiotic and a steroid every day. He hasn't been limping on it, and that knot's not any bigger. Supposed to take him back after a month, so in a couple weeks yet, or whatever, we gotta take him back, have the vet take a look at it. I'll show you these trees over here. Or it should be I should say a tree. Come up together. Looks like it's two trees growing together. I think these trees are dead. Wishing they weren't dead. They're right in the fence line. The reason I say I wish they weren't dead is it's red elm. It's a red elm tree, if anybody knows red elm. I don't have very many on my place. This is right in the fence. Red elm makes awesome firewood. That's probably my most favorite, but it's hard to come by. At least around here. I mean, there's timbers that have it in there, but it's getting into the timbers, so people let you go in and cut them up. It's hard. That's a red elm tree. And I'm wanting to cut it down. I don't get along with the neighbor. Believe it or not, as nice a guy I am, I don't get along with the one that has this field here. The guy that has it now, it was his father-in-law's, and his father-in-law passed away quite a few years ago. And him and his wife ended up with it because he farmed with his father-in-law. And he's kind of snotty. He's one of those guys that thinks he's really something now. He's a big farmer. Not that he farms all that much, but he acts like he's a hot shot because he got this farm ground. But yeah, this is red elm. This one's leaning my direction. I come up here and just cut it at an angle and it fall right in my field and I cut it up. This one, on the other hand, it's leaning. Well, this one branch is leaning my way. The other branch is leaning his way, but it's leaning the north. It's gonna fall right in the fence line unless I cut it at the right angle, and it might twist and drop on this side of the fence. I sure would like to cut them up for firewood, really good firewood. Maybe one of these days I'll just come up here and whack them. knock them right on the ground. If you're wondering what all these weeds are, this is the edge of the field. I have a guy that come in and planted this, dished it up, planted it years ago. And a friend of mine, I call him friends. I've known him ever since I was a little kid, but he farms. And anyways, he's afraid to come over here. Well, I take that back. He wasn't afraid to. But just right down here, just a little ways, there used to be a shed. And so he just kind of come along down the edge of this field right here, about in the line with the outer edge of that shed. So anything behind the shed he didn't mess with. But there was some little trees, little saplings, kind of like these here that are coming up now. These here, a couple years ago, like that one, that one. There's still a few here coming up, or come up, I should say. I had all these pulled out. All them trees pulled out, and now they got more coming back up in here. This spring I'm going to take my skid loader and a chain and use it to pull all them little saplings out, scrape up all these weeds in a pile and burn them down there and clear this area. And I'd like to seed it down with some brome grass or something. That way I could go and bale it. We use my tractor, walk behind tractor and baler and bale it. This is some of my junk I've acquired. What this is panels for a hopper bottom bin. I used to work for a friend of mine on the weekends. He subcontracted from a place he worked where they put up grain bins and such. And then he built those hopper bottom bins they use at the hog confinement store feed in, and had them auger systems that auger the feed into the hog confinement to feed the hogs. Well, these are a couple panels, one of the rings for one of those bins, and I acquired them from him. There were some that had like white rust on them, or they were bent a little bit, like this corner bent a little bit and stuff. Anyways, I acquired them, brought them home. I was actually saving some other panels, was going to build a bin, but never got around to putting it together. I used to have the panels. I think I finally threw them in the scrap. But I could put this ring together. I'm thinking about putting this together, bolting it together and setting it up, and just use it for a compost. Throw all the compost stuff in it. And just get in there and turn it every once in a while with a pitchfork or something, and just keep filling it up. And once it's all broke down, ready to use it for composting the garden beds or something, I can take the skid loader and lift it up, flip it up out of the way, and have a big pile of compost there. But yeah, I'm planning on knocking these weeds down, getting the rest of them trees pulled. There's some over there, there's a panel, bent panel and stuff. There's part of an old camper. It's an old door off an old trailer house, old camper, a metal one. It's off a trailer house, I think, because it's all metal. It's old trailer house, an old bicycle and stuff. I got junk laying everywhere I need to get cleaned up. But anyhow, I thought I'd bring you out and show you them birds, and then show you that those red elm trees I'm wanting to cut down and remove all these little saplings, small trees here. And all these weeds. It goes back to the next fence line right here behind my old house. If you can kind of see my old house, I got in the garage down there I use. And there's a barn-like shed I talked about I'm going to fix, which I'll show that stuff in a later video. But in these weeds, I got some old junk laying over there. I got to clean up, take to the scrap yard. And this here's a walnut tree. I'm going to whack them two branches off that hang, those two big branches, cut them off right near the tree. Leave the tree, I like walnuts. But them two lower branches hanging clear down, get rid of them. This old buzzsaw I got, that's one of my projects I'm going to be working on sometime. Probably when warm weather gets here this summer, when I get bored and need something to do. And I got an idea on how to get that rigged up where I can use that buzzsaw. But I'm going to clean this whole area up. Well, this video is getting kind of long, so I'll let you go, but thought I'd show you this stuff. Show you around my property a little bit. Someday I'll take you up in the timber. Not today, though. Anyways, I'll let you go. Thanks for joining me, and a little cold out here, so I better get in where it's warmer. But don't forget I love you, and see all of you on the next one. Goodbye.